Good morning, Raider Nation. How are we doing today? Coach Gravy here on our Coach Gravy Get at Coach Gravy morning show. Hope everybody's had a wonderful weekend, safe weekend. Y'all, all you guys are put together and ready to go. But it's got another week to go. Then after that, we got the Easter break. If you guys are in the field that I'm in with schools and stuff, we got Easter break. Man, these kids nowadays got shit like 2-3 weeks off, just Easter break, and it's crazy. It's weird, but the thing I just don't understand how I don't remember having that long for Easter break. I thought it was like a week, or it was like a couple of days. Easter came, boom, back to school, and Christmas break is like almost a month long. Crazy, bro. Crazy. Anyways, thank you for being here on the Coach Gravy Show. We got just basic going through the season type stuff. Drive hella close. 2 weeks around there, little bit more than 2 weeks, and we're gonna talk about that. You know, if you watched the show last night, Raider Nation Live, we're gonna pump that. We're gonna pump my boys up, and that's it right up here, man. That's the Raider Nation Live crew right there. Me, Coach Gravy, Raider Gay 420, and my boy What Up Low, man. Then you gotta just check out Raider Nation Live, and each of us have our own channel. If you want to support that, that'll be great. We appreciate it. Check it all out, man. Get the subs up, get the likes up for this show, man. Let's pump it up. All of us we're all over the place. I think we was on Facebook, we was on X, we was on I think we're on Instagram. I don't know about all that stuff. We gotta have lower gate for that. I'm the dumb one as far as the computer savvy stuff. I just know how to do this. I do it one way. If it changes, I'm gonna mess up. So this is the way it goes. But man, I want to thank everybody that was with me this morning, and I hope y'all got your morning kinks out from the weekend. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I got my coffee just the right time, a perfect time to get some coffee and get it in you for the rest of the day. That's great. Hey, on different note, what you guys think about the what we have in the championship game today? Basketball final is the final game. I was tripping out that Duke loss. They gave it away. Clutch free throws missed. Great defense by Houston. That's the way basketball used to be played, man, with defense, and it shows. Little team Houston, but I was in me and a couple fellas. We there's 16 of us, and then where we have no choice of what team we get, but we go in a hat and we pick a team, and that team that goes, the two guys that are left, they gonna win $1,000, man, tonight. No second place winners. One's gonna be pissed and one's gonna be cool. Our $1,600 is $100. It's $1,600. Might kick in a little bit to the second place, but that's up to him. It's winner take all. I have BYU in the Sweet 16, and to go. I had to. That's who I was. That's who I drawed. So the dude next to me ended up getting Florida. So man, I should have. They should have. I told them they should have mixed that hat because the dude that runs it, he lives in shit. What is it, Hanford or something like that? A little town in Fresno around San Joaquin Valley. But he's I got BYU, and I guess I was out the first time, so I already got used to it. Usually I'll get pissed, but I beat them all in fantasy, so I'm cool with that. But anyways, hey, Raiders, what's going on? Let me know. This is a freestyle Monday type show. We're gonna get questions asked. I'm gonna give some input, and we're gonna see how everybody feels this morning about what we're doing as far as the Raiders are concerned. If we can get in the chat, let people know, hey, Gravy's on. I don't know if I told everybody last night. I felt weird last night, but I was looking at some stuff. I was looking at some tape last night, and I did an extensive, like, my way of evaluating the three quarterbacks that are getting all this attention to be Raiders. And I know we're not going to be able to get Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward is going to be either the first pick or the second pick of the draft. He's going to be top up there. I don't think if Cam Ward falls, someone's going to get him early. But Shedeur Sanders, I don't really take the pro days, real seriously. It's good to see the guys throw. It's good to see the guys, interact and stuff. But we gotta understand that the pro days are more. They're more like scripted to what they do best. And I knew that Dion was gonna go there to make his boy look good. And that's what any coach will do, even though he's your son or not. But it was some extra sauce on it, some extra Dion sauce on it. And the way I feel is that if we're gonna do that just for Shedeur Sanders, and then you look at Cam's, pro day, it looked different. It looked different to me. Cam was really, really involved in it. He was. The dude was sweating. You know what I mean? He was dripping shit. It's not. Maybe I'm taking it a little bit too seriously, but you guys got to look at this, and I'm convinced. I don't know why I'm saying this, because it's agreeing with some people that I don't want to listen to, or want to be like, hey, this I'm right, or this person is right. But to me, I've come to the conclusion where I think Jackson Dart's a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders. And if I'm crazy, you guys let me know, because it doesn't look like Shedeur Sanders has a big arm. He doesn't have a deep, tight arm, but that's not what he is. That's not what he is. Jackson Dart has a better arm than Shedeur Sanders. He look to me is more accurate. He has better footwork than Shedeur Sanders, and just the knowledge of Shedeur Sanders is probably a gift, But I know the knowledge that Jackson Dart has is the same or better than what Dion or Shermer had taught Colorado. The I seen games. I didn't see the pro days. So the games that I seen from Jackson Dart was going up the pocket. You know, even though I know that he's told where to throw the football, it was accurate and it was there. So exceptional route running. Those guys at Mississippi are taught well, are taught very well. Then on the other hand, when you look at Colorado, it looked like more free, more exotic type stuff. And that's not Pat Shermer. That's not Shermer from what I remember in the NFL. He really had to change the way he is. And I was surprised by that because Shermer's a pro guy. And what they were running is not a pro type offense at all. Not Shermer. So if you're familiar with him and you know what he does, then are not, it's not the same. So we're saying that this guy is pro ready. What he was doing is that he was throwing deeper routes, probably to prove his arm at a NFL, what Shedeur Sanders was doing, throwing the ball at intermediate routes, which is a deep pass in the NFL, and 25 yards or better. And he would just, he wasn't putting no shit on it. And to me, he didn't build up a sweat. He might have been sweating a little bit, but he wasn't working. His play action wasn't. I just wanted to see more from the dude. If you want to be this, unless he knows where he's getting picked, then, or he's guaranteed that, hey, Raiders say we're gonna pick you. I'm gonna be pretty upset if we do that, because we have to understand and look at this guy that I'm not gonna say that because of his name. He's a good quarterback, but he needs way more teaching and way more. He needs to be dealt with a lot for him to be successful in this. Well, I'm not saying I'm not the one-all be-all as far as quarterback evaluators, but we have to know that Jackson Dart is taught and was groomed better than Shedeur Sanders in my book. He's a better all-around quarterback at this time than Shedeur Sanders. And I know people are going to be surprised by that. I think that, no matter what they are, what they become, as far in the NFL, I think that maybe Shedeur Sanders might have a better career than Jackson Dart, because these guys ain't going to go to good teams, and our team is included. So we're in a predicament. We're in a predicament to where we have a quarterback that we should be happy with for the next 3 years, and really not look. We should draft quarterbacks, but we shouldn't be all top notch ready to go. We should right now we should be improving our team for Geno Smith. That should be the number one priority, and I don't think we're doing that. We're doing that for, what if we get Shedeur Sanders? We got to protect Shedeur Sanders, and that's not the case. That's not the case. The case is we need to protect Geno Smith. We don't need to protect. He's not even on our team, or will probably not be on our team. I don't want him. He's not mocked to us anymore. He's not. People are saying that, hey, if Geno Smith didn't. Everybody's saying if Geno Smith didn't get this contract, Shedeur Sanders is not going to be the pick. So for everybody that's saying Shedeur Sanders is this, Shedeur Sanders, good quarterback, but I'm not gonna be sold that Jackson Dart is a better quarterback with him, because Jackson Dart is in that league, and I don't know why I'm saying that. I told you, but I looked and I watched games, because that's what it is. Because it looks like these guys don't take the combine serious, except for certain people that are trying to get into the NFL. But this guy doesn't participate in that. He barely participated in his pro day, because they know they're going to get picked high. And if they don't, they're going to get disappointed, and then we're going to hear that. But all the bitching, I'm going to be happy, because that's the reason why people are noticing that you aren't what your dad is saying you are, or what everybody's saying you are. So Mel Kiper can say, "Oh, he's a best quarterback out there." He's the best quarterback in this draft as far as quarterbacks are concerned, which is not really good. Cam is not world. There's a big gap between CJ, Caleb, Daniels, and then a big drop off is Cam Ward. Big drop off. They ain't nothing like them other dudes. They would have been third, fourth round picks. Cam Ward would have been a third round pick if he was in the class last year, in my book. Because I did the same thing with the quarterbacks in last year's draft, but I just didn't have Bo Nix in it. I wasn't a fan of Bo Nix. But if we're looking at it at a different way, then hey, be all you can be, man, and just pick Shedeur Sanders. So what you guys think about that, man? Tell me. A lot of people busy today or what? You want to kick it out here with Coach Gravy? Well, check it out. Who I got in here? Robert Pena, what's up, buddy? Jers, what's going on, man? Seen your podcast the other day. It was good, bro. Redder Pena, what's up, bro? How you doing? We the people always in here. Jason Downs, you got a lot to say, bro. Here we go. Let's see what these guys are saying. Appreciate the love. Everybody telling me what's up, man. Here we go. With the Titans, the cancel a private meeting with Shedeur Sanders, does that indicate that you're not interested? No. To me, it tells me that they're telling the league, hey, maybe we don't want this guy or whatever. Because, Cam Ward's mocked to him, but I don't think Shedeur Sanders did anything to overtop Cam Ward. He might be Cleveland's pick, but is he going to be successful in Cleveland? That's the worst play for Shedeur Sanders to go. Gino's having a presser right now. That canceling a visit, you can have them in there probably see, but they know all about these guys. They probably were at his pro day and they probably just satisfied that, hey, he's good or he's not. Jers, you saying Gravy, I'm sticking with my pick with Jancy or Johnson for me. Those two positions of need. I'm a Janty guy, and I think that Janty's going to be, I hope, I'm not gonna say that it should be, but I hope that he's gonna be our pick. I'm hoping that, and I don't know if a lot of my guys agree with me. I know Gabe's down with that, but we have other scenarios that we could do too. There's other scenarios that we could get into. We should do what we didn't do with Gannon. Is a late-term vet to build the draft, a stud to take over to carry the torch. Well, where's that stud at, Jason? That's what I want to ask you. Where's that stud at? Where's that? Is it on NFL Network or is it somewhere else? Because I can't do it live, I don't think, and I don't even know how to do that. So you guys watching that, let me know what's up. What's it in? What's it in? Is it on ESPN or something? Or is it on just YouTube or something? You guys let me know. I know it's not ESPN. It's probably Raiders channel on YouTube or something like that. Well, anyways, that's good. That's good. He's getting out there and showing himself. And finally we get this done and we don't have to be worrying about this shit no more. That's good. I like that. I like that. It got done, and that now gives me more confidence that we will not pick a quarterback in the first round, and we're gonna get to the point to where we're gonna better this team instead of just situating on one dude that's not banging like in my book like everybody like it should be. But what do you guys think? Tell me. It's getting close. It's getting close, people. We should have made up our minds already. I was amazed because the I'm not real high on Jackson Dart. And then look, this isn't like a drastic thing that I'm doing that I'm saying here. It's just when I evaluate these guys, I just see more the quarterback in Jackson Dart than I do, little things that piss me off about the whole thing with what Deion's doing. We could say he's winning, but I could say he built teams up. He's doing that. But without these two guys, what's your team going to be? You got the best recruit again, and you go through the portal. You didn't build your team up the way in recruiting like you should. And what you do, you go in the portal, you snatch the good players that want to play with you, and it's good for kids to be Deion-ish, to have that little shine on you. And when I'm seeing whoever's telling you what to do with his hat kicked backwards to the side, sagging, his pants are sagging, all this. When I see that, I know what type of environment you're in. And yes, you're winning and you're a number one pick and you're doing what you got to do, but that's just not me. That's not the way I roll. I respect the coaching. Maybe he's a good coach, bro, but I don't present myself like that. And what other coaches do you see doing that? It's cool. It's cool to be hip and down like that. I wear my hat backwards every game, but I don't have it all crazy and I don't look apart. You might be a smart dude. I'm not judging you for that, or maybe I am, but I just don't. I see that in Shedeur from the coaching and his dad, and we know how Deion was. That ain't went away, and he's saying good things and he's saying what he wants to. And I'm not saying he's a good coach, but the mannerisms of football you got to respect, because there's people that say, you got golf is played a certain way. You got to be quiet when people are driving. You got to be quiet when people are on their shot, right? Well, what happened to the etiquettes of football? Why we got to be, bring, football. It can be, hip hoppy, and I don't have a problem with that. But there's certain things that for a team atmosphere, you don't make it cool. You make it uncomfortable for the players and give them rules and say, look, this is the things that we have to do. And some of them are crazy and some of them aren't. But just to test the kids, you got to do that. And I think that the Sanders boy, he's got limited access to everything, and there's some players on that team that did it. But if an NFL scout, I'm the other way. People got upset because a scout was over there trying to motivate or trying to say, hey, let's do this, because teams don't want to see Shedeur Sanders be structured and just throw this ball that you're good at. They want to make it an uncomfortable situation for you. And what made me think differently about Shedeur Sanders is that uncomfortableness is key, and that's the combine. You're being told. Deion Sanders is not out there saying, son, do this, do that, do this, do that. There's a scout, there's a coach from the NFL telling you to do that, telling you this is what you got to do. We've seen it on TV. There was an NFL coach, no matter what team it was, telling all those men, this is what you do. And he does. And one thing you got to know is he does it one time. And he probably has a player do it. And then they get the repetitions and they get the hang of it and they do it. Some of them fuck up and some of them get it, ace it. But that uncomfortableness of not knowing and doing things on the hip, on the run, the dude didn't even do that. He didn't go to that. He went to a structured environment where his dad is in charge and threw balls around. They have no velocity, no anything with his hips, no power. It was just chucking it. It was just like that, throwing the ball to his homie. And that's not NFL-ish to me. Jackson Dart had way more velocity in games. And I seen Jackson Dart's bro. And he was on here, bro. He knows that I got to do good to be up there, and he's proving it. They're just going with the flow. I know I'm gonna get picked. Money ain't shit. That's what I feel. And how many people feel like that? How many people feel like that? How many people feel like the dude is just, the confidence is being cool. That's cool. I like that. But mannerisms are different. You can be a cool ass person and still be disrespectful to people. You know, and you could still, you know, have a loud mouth and be confident, be smart. You know, it's just the way you are, and the way he is, quiet dude. You can see that he's confident, but people are saying that you're good, and then you're not proving to them that you are. You know, all your teammates know what you can do, your coach, but I don't. We don't, and then people are throwing we need Shedeur Sanders in our face. Why? Do you know why? You know, but I shouldn't be talking about the dude. I just wanted to tell you that I think Jackson Dart is a better quarterback right now than Shedeur Sanders. Through visually seeing it, play better competition. Now the competition's in it because the guys he struggled. He made stuff happen with his feet, but that doesn't mean he's going to be a dude in the NFL. You know, I hate to see the guy be unsuccessful in the NFL, but if he keeps doing what he's doing right now and not getting better, he needs to see it. Now, if we're in the in the age now to where we're gonna sit there and say, all right, we're gonna pick a quarterback at 4, 5, and 6, and he's gonna sit for 2-3 years and waste that money for 3 years or 2 years till this guy finally gets better, then that's just the way football is. But that's not the way gravy football is. You know, we got Geno Smith. We need to flow with Geno Smith. We need to say fuck Shedeur Sanders and get with Geno Smith because that's our problem. We get Shedeur Sanders and we can't wait because we want to see him so bad. We want to see this guy so bad that we're gonna sit there and as soon as Geno Smith throws a pick or makes bad decisions for a stretch of games, I'll put in Shedeur Sanders and throw his ass to the whoop, and then he's gonna fail, and then we're gonna start saying, "Oh well, he needs to develop," and all these fucking excuses that I'm sick of. Man up. We got to man up as fans more than we got to man up as a team. Our team needs a man up because we've been playing like bitches for decades already. We got more people in the chat. I guess they don't like what I'm saying. Jack Kenner, what's going on, buddy? How you? Good to see you, man. He said, salute to the nation. My opinion, going at it with me. I'm so wrong. Tell me why. I'm pretty sure you did. I'm way behind. OG Raiders 805. What's up, bro? How you doing? No matter what, Mason Graham at 6. That's what he wants to do. Geno is a blessing to Raider Nation. Steve DeLuna says that. Geno is a blessing to Raider Nation. I'm so pumped about the future with Geno, quarterback, very well spoken. Man. Let's go. His mannerisms were tight. His mannerisms was nice during. I didn't watch the press conference. It's probably over. You know, he's a good talker, bro. You know, he deals with the media good. We got to get on his back and say, fuck these young quarterbacks. We can get one. But later on, man, we got a lot of problems. And I'm not hearing people saying, oh, get Shedeur Sanders, get Shedeur Sanders. But we're saying that we need a quarterback. And there's only 3 that are there. Now, they're not there anymore. I don't want to be picking these dudes high because they're not. They can sit. They can sit. My opinion again. We're going to do this again. My opinion, I like it. We will talk about it at the end of the 2-5 season. Gravy Sanders will win by leaps and bounds. What if he goes to Cleveland? What if he goes to Carolina? What if he goes to us and he's in a sit? The dude, if he's that good, then he should start. I don't care what Tom Brady said. What if he goes over there and beats Geno out? Are we gonna be crying about $85 million not spent right? You think they're gonna sit Geno Smith and his $85 million contract over a rookie? Be honest with me. That ain't gonna happen, bro. We gotta think the real logics of it. I'm down for Geno, man. I'm down for Geno. I want to hear about other quarterback. I don't want to hear about AOC. I want to hear shit about. I'm all in on Geno. If we get another quarterback, I ain't even gonna talk about him. I'm not even gonna say he's backup. He's a backup. because that $66 million guarantee, it means something now. It means something now. That $66 million. Ain't no dude gonna go up there and beat out Geno Smith now. It's not. So don't and it's obvious that if you got a guy that's gonna sit, and I don't care if you look at the contract and say there's a way out of it, the dude's gonna play start for the Raiders unless he gets hurt or unless he plays like shit for 2 years at least. 2 years guaranteed. Man, I'll be right away, but Atlanta just did it with $150 million QB. They did do that, Gabe, but is Geno Smith, you think Geno Smith better than Kirk Cousins? Kirk Cousins plays like shit. But they already had the backup, bro. They played Kirk Cousins all his money, bro, and then I didn't expect. That's just a special circumstance. It doesn't mean it's gonna happen to us, though. That's not right. That's not good, Gabe. That's not good. And my boy Gabe, peace up, bro. What's up? That's not good because you got to pay this guy guaranteed money still, and then we're cheap. I'm in the zone, bro. That we're a cheap ass team right now. We're on a budget right now. We like saving money. We want to put money in a piggy bank, and we want to save it for something. Me and you have the question: who we saving it for? We brought up the point yesterday, Gabe, when we said, nah, man, let's go get Tyreek Hill. We're going to trade for Tyreek Hill. What's up? Let's go do that. I love Tyreek Hill on this team. We get Jonty and Tyreek Hill. Ooh, watch out for that offense. Watch out for that offense. We're saying speed, proven dude that could get busy. He just didn't. The expectations of Tyreek Hill in Miami wasn't cool. Daniel Geno Smith and Tyreek, ain't nobody could cover that dude. We know ain't nobody could cover that guy. They got a quarterback that's right in the head, man. I hate to say that, but Tua balls out, but every once in a while. I'm not happy with Tua. Jason Downs, what's up, man? What's up, Tubby? How my boy Tubby doing? Rosetown native 707. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Thank you for being here with Coach Greg. We're starting to pick it up a little bit. Thanks, guys. Everybody probably watching the Geno Smith show. That's our quarterback, man. Tell me if he was down to be Raider, bro. Tell me if he was kicking some mad Raider game for you. I haven't seen it. I didn't know he was going on. I didn't even know they scheduled I don't know a lot of shit. I just check stuff out. Jason Downs with the bomb question. Man, if Shedeur was good enough to come in and beat out the contract of Geno's, then he would have won the Natty at Colorado. That wasn't a real good team, though, Jason. He has a lot to do there. I'm glad he's staying there. I respect Deion as a coach. He's done. He picked up 2 teams. One of them is not a successful league, but those HBCU schools are powerful schools just in that division. Those historically black colleges, they're gonna have less talent than they do at the big schools, but some of them schools can probably, them schools could beat some down shit. You'll give some teams good competition or beat them. I'm not saying that that's a weak thing, but when they went to Colorado, he said his coach went up to another level. And just because they got Warren Sapp, Marshall Faulk, and all these other people, that doesn't mean shit. There's better coaches than players. There's better coaches that are former players. I've never heard Marshall Faulk coaching. So just because Marshall Faulk's a coach over there doesn't mean that he's a badass running back coach. He was a badass running back, but it doesn't mean he's a badass running back coach. Teaching and doing and playing football is way different. Way, way different. Coaching is way more stressful. Way more stressful. I guarantee you that. And I'm pretty sure that we got coaches out there that'll tell you stay up at night. You stay up at night for peewee teams. I remember I used to do that. My wife used to get pissed. Man, you still up. Gotta fix this deep. Gotta fix this offense. This offensive line is fucked up. You're talking about 8-year-olds. That's weird, but that's why I love it. That's why we love it. If you guys even dig football a little bit, you guys should just try coaching. Try coaching. Renegade, what's up? My boy, you argue with me too. Kirk Cousins is light years better. Not last year, but Cousins is definitely better. He think Kirk Cousins is better than Geno Smith. You know what, Gabe? I'll give you that. I know I said Geno Smith is better than Kirk Cousins. I asked you the question if he's better. Athletically, I'll give it to Geno, but throwing wise, I say they're about the same. But Cousins has been consistently wherever he goes, man, plays. But he sucked at the end of the season last year, and they sneaky got that quarterback, under us because I think Penix was our pick. We wouldn't be talking about this. Penix will be starting for the Raiders right now. We wouldn't have the Minshew shit. It's good coffee. Good coffee. Colombian beans are good, man. It's like a nice cigar. Good. Nice cigar right there. Raphael, man. Rafa, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming to the morning show, bro. I haven't seen you before. I'm glad you're listening to me in the morning. Way to go, bro. At least you're up. That means you're up and you're banging, bro. Get up. Get motivated. Let's go. Forget all this shit, people. Forget all this bullshit. Go do something so someone can hate you today. Because I ain't never seen a hater do better than me. Have better shit than me. You hating on me, you ain't better. I got a limited supply of fuck you today, I think. That's what I think it is. I ain't even mad, though. My opinion, here we go, bro. Here we go, man. Our overview, learn more Shedeur Sanders won a 294 Johnny Unitas Arm Award as a top quarterback in college football, along with the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, first team All Big 10. Let's find it, Danny. That's fine, Danny. You can do all that. Hey, shit, we got the best DB on our team. He got picked in the fucking 7th round. He don't even play. As a safety, right? Did Max Crosby win it? Did Max Crosby win any awards, bro? And he's the top defensive player. That doesn't matter. College awards don't mean shit. You can win a Heisman. How many? If you won the Heisman, how many of those are banked? Usually you do good when you win the Heisman. That's why Travis Hunter is going to be good in football. Travis Hunter falls to us. If we don't pick him, I'm going to lose my shit. I said that last night. Travis Hunter's a way better. He probably played better quarterback than his brother. That's the type of dude he is. We're not looking at the quarterback in Shedeur Sanders. He could get all these plays. Usually a quarterback does, but I'm not going to sit here and say, look, dude, the games that you should have won, the games that you were on a stretch right there where you were playing teams, Colorado State, and then you play Kansas and you lose it. They ran. That might have been your defense, but you didn't lead your team like Cam Ward did. Every time I looked at Miami, Cam Ward was bringing that team back and throwing dots, throwing bombs, running, taking off, just like the kid from Alabama. Jason Downs with the great info. He took quarterbacks to win the Heisman. He didn't win the Heisman. But I don't know if he was I don't know if he was in there. I think Janty was in there and a couple other guys were in there. But that's not my point, guys. You can't. I don't want you to argue with me and throw me facts that Shedeur is this and that and this and that. Look, okay, you could give me awards that he won. You could do all that. But Jackson Dart was in the tournament, right? And Shedeur Sanders won, so he didn't get extensive play against better opponents. He didn't show that. He lost to teams that Colorado should have beat. Now, it ain't because, he won. They only won one game the year before that. Nah, they got better players, and you know that they were going to get better players, so they were better. They went in the transfer portal and sucked up the whole – they deprived teams of everybody because everybody wants to be coached by Dion. They're going to go somewhere because they're coached by Dion and that coaching staff. But ain't the top best, top 10. They just got big names. You know, Pat Shermer was a good offensive coordinator in the NFL. He runs NFL shit, but what I was seeing his games wasn't Pat Shermer shit. So obviously Dion has a impact, or he's gonna do that for his quarterback, right? And but it wasn't like, hey, it's pro ready, and I know offenses, and it wasn't Pat Pete or Pat Shermer what he does. It's not it. Look at Pat Shermer in the pros, and then look at Pat Shermer at Colorado. It's different shit. You know, he you know, went with football the way it is now with RPOs and things like that, but they didn't have a type guy. And if you're gonna have your son be the quarterback, especially your son, you know, you got to put him in a position to where he's going to be safe, and to have an offensive line like that. And when you have a situation like that with your son, and he not only is your son, he's your quarterback. You got to protect the dude. And with all this prime, recruitment and portal, why don't you get some offensive linemen for your dude, and not get him sacked 70 times? That impacted his play, but we all knew that he was going to be a top 10 pick. Gravy, when you have time, take a look at Taylor Green, quarterback. All right, Ready Rock 5, I'll check that out. Where are you from? I'll look him up. I'm not looking at quarterbacks, OG, because we got Chino, man. So I gotta look at it. I don't do like I look at what our problems are, what will be a good fit for us, and then I go. I don't sit there and have a draft show and whatever's good for us, that's what I want. And then I'm wrong all the time. You know, I'm not gonna brag if I'm right. Like I don't want to get Jackson Dart at 6, even though I think he's better than Shedeur. But we got to look at it. Hey, man, if Shedeur Sanders comes to us, and I hear people saying this, and it really doesn't give me dick about football. It's just that, Shedeur Sanders comes to us, it's going to make the Raiders better as far as advertising and marketing. Who gives a fuck about that? We won 4 games. Yes, we made money. We made a lot of money. Because we raped the fans, and we raped the fans with merchandising. We raped the fans for a cost of beer in that freaking stadium, and we still won 4 games. When am I gonna be on the come up of watching a Raider game and surprise me with fucking 8-9 wins? Surprise me with the good running game, you know. Surprise me with good quarterback play. Surprise me with stopping somebody on 3rd down for once, or not doing a 3 and out. We got that. We got a defense. We got a defensive front that content creators from the teams in our division are talking about. We know that. I know that. I watch it. Steve DeLuna, what's up, bro? How you doing? Next year we can get quarterback with the 32nd pick in the future. That's the way to go. We gonna say, oh yeah, let's go get Arch Manning. That motherfucker ain't gonna be able to go to the draft till 2028. All right, so let's not say that shit. And I don't want to wait for no Manning that ain't gonna be Peyton Manning. Duke can't even beat out Quinn Ewers. That's probably be a 4th round pick, but better than a 4th round pick. And we think that this guy, he can't beat him out. I played 2 games last year. Slow as fuck. He's a Manning. He's a Manning. Slow, but I don't know if we could get that ball. Peyton Manning was just he was here for football. Just like you don't have to. During that time when Peyton Manning was there, just elite quarterback play. That wasn't the year. That wasn't the time when I think Michael Vick was around, but it wasn't. Michael Vick was just doing shit that people just was all with. But when you look at Peyton Manning, it was just dominant, real dope the best quarterback play you can see. So efficient, so decision making. That was his decision making. Was his. If you really believe we will win more than 6.5 games, you let it cast and prove it. I would do that after the draft and after we first game of the season when it pops up and see who we have. I'll make a determination, my opinion. I'm not going to say it right now because I don't think we're done yet. I'm not happy with what we've done so far. But as soon as the draft come up and we get young kids, I'll probably be satisfied with the under. But I'm not going to be. If something pops up, we happen. We do. We have a. I don't like doing this, but hey, man, we could do a draft day trade. We could do move back, get more picks, and pick up some people and move up and have a player involved in it. And then, I'm not real looking forward to these June 1st cuts because nothing ever really happens. I asked that question and I wasn't provided good quality info because I didn't even look at it. I asked the question, nobody told me it. So I just went, all right, then I must be right. Hey, my Raider Gabe again. I'm not. You still with Cousins, bro? And if Cousins with his contract could get replaced by a rookie, and his contract was nearly double of Geno's, then we definitely could still take a QB. Gabe wants a quarterback in the draft early, so I don't want that. We need Gabe knows that we have more, bro. We know that we have more needs. We talked about it, and the running back is one of them. Our quarterback play wasn't 32nd in the NFL. Our running game, our running offensive line run grade was probably 32nd. Our running back room was 32nd. Our rushing game totally was 32nd in the league. So that's a problem. So we can't say, oh, we'll drop down all the way to 20 and get a running back there. We got to get the best running back that's out there. And if we do that, we're going to be happy for a minute. But if it doesn't pan out, you could say, Gravy, you was wrong. But it's the same percentage as getting Shedeur Sanders and having him sit. What are we getting out of that? If Shedeur Sanders ain't good in the pros, it doesn't matter if he waits 3 years. It doesn't mean that he's going to become elite in 3 years. We can say, oh, Bo Nix was a good quarterback in college. Bo Nix is a good quarterback in the pros. People just didn't dig him. So actually, the bias toward Bo Nix is just the same. He was a good quarterback in college. He's a good quarterback in the pros. But Jaden Daniels was elite in college, so he's an elite in the pros. Caleb Williams was elite in college. He went to a sorry-ass team. Look, Washington was the second pick of the draft last year, and now they're in the NFC playoff game. Things could change with a quarterback. Things could change. There's no difference between a rookie and Geno Smith. Geno Smith could bust a cap in everybody's ass and throw for 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. And then we ain't going to be worrying about that. Oh, he got a 3-year. We're paying him $85 million. Or we ain't even going to. And if we get Shedeur Sanders, we ain't going to give a shit about Shedeur Sanders. If he does shit like that, we're going to sit there and wait for him to mess up and want Shedeur Sanders. I just don't want that situation to happen because that's exactly what happened to Minshew and AOZ. We're waiting for Minshew. We didn't give Minshew a chance. Even though he sucked balls, we didn't even give him a chance. Okay, Gabe. So why we ain't trade for Cousins if he better than Geno? Just want your opinion. And if Cousins with this contract, I already put that one up there, Gabe. Did you respond to jurors? Getting some breakfast right now, but if he's still on, I'll be able to pull up. Oh, he wants to make his comment. Enjoy your breakfast, brother. I don't know. We're on a 12:50 day today, so I just wanted to get on with everybody and see what's going on and say hi to everybody. D-Mokes, what's up, bro? Salute. Jack Kenner again. Jason Downs. Nessmeyer next year. he will have the Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels coaching in his toolbox. Yeah, he does. Nesmeyer's at the LSU. Yeah, he is. I like Nesmeyer. He comes from a good pedigree. His dad was the offensive coordinator for Fresno State and made a drastic. That's when all the RPO and wide receiver screens and tight end screens came. He was really into that West Coast style type. It was real creative. And if he has his dad's mind and stuff like that, or even the the knowledge that his pops had, that he gonna be a good quarterback. I've heard a lot about him. I watch him because I knew the name, but he's good. Jason Dowd, you're right. That'd be something to check out. That'd be something to check out. During the. We need more picks to fill up some holes. Yeah, we do. We need a lot of picks, bro. We need it. And then what I'm talking about, Steve, is that if we're gonna get picks, bro, we need a bunch of second and third rounders because fifth and sixth round guys gonna fill up backup roles, and that's your attention. But you want every pick that you get. We got to have this attitude that we want every pick that we get to play. That's the hit. And we can. I'm not into averages. I'm in the let's go. Let's work and let's get the best player that's there. And then I don't want to move back. I want to get the best player we have right there. Move back, get what? We've been saying move back to get this, to get that, and fourth, fifth round picks. Nah. Let's get second round picks. Let's get third round picks if we do that. But I don't want to move back past 9. I don't want to be 10. I don't know who that is on the chart, but I don't want to be 10 because you're gonna get you're looking at people. Oh, we're just all right with the 10th best player over there, or somebody falls to you. What if it's a tight end again, or shit like that? And who we gonna get? The next best guy? Drop back down to 15 and get a guy we want? You guys think that Ashton Jeanty's not on our hit list? Shit, he has to be. We need a running back. I don't know why we're saying, nah, it's too high for a running back. Dude. I just do this shit that nobody has ever done. Gabe couldn't be more mad, but we need to build a team first, then find our core B. Jersey, you're right. The quarterback for the future, we got time to do that. We can't overreact and say, oh, let's get Jackson Dart. Oh, Shedeur Sanders is the one. We're going to find out if that is. And I'm not gonna say, hey, Shedeur Sanders is the one all be all, but if he's there, I don't want to pick him. And Ashton Jeanty's there or some other picks that people, I'll be happy if we get Mason Grant. I don't mean that, but the quarterback that at this level, he just didn't prove to me, and Jackson Dart's not a number 6 pick guy. But I think Jackson Dart, because of his play and what he's done so far, he shut up and he's not talking. He's just sitting there. The only thing you hear that is dad fucked his girlfriend. See it. I think that's gangster right there. That doesn't mean his pop. That's a gangster. Dart Senior is a gangster. Avocazi is in the house. Right, Gravy. We already have 9 picks. Why are we trading back to get more rotation players? We need BPAs, and we need a lot of starters on our roster as it is. Avocazi, I'm with you. And then what it is, too, bro. What it is, prove. I just said it. And I'm not that type of guy where I said. I'm not like that. So the thing is that if we move back, the value might be good, but the quality of player is gonna be downsized unless the dude is a number 1 pick, a projected top 5 pick, and he falls. But there's reasons for that, and we just got to dissect those reasons. Like I know that if Shedeur Sanders falls to us, it'll be a reach at 6. Because and if he gets picked at two, it's the teams that need a quarterback. We do not need a quarterback at this time. We just need a future quarterback, but it doesn't have to be Shedeur Sanders. Then we can what everybody wants to do and develop this guy under good coaching because we got good coaches back there. Olsen and Chip Kelly is the best. Some people have different feelings about Olsen, but Derek Carr played the best football, in my opinion, with Greg Olsen than any other quarterback coach he ever had. If you know who they were, Greg Olsen is a well-documented quarterback coach in the NFL, well respected. And we get mad because we always get Greg Knapp and we always get Greg Olsen or I don't know that guy Knapp. I've seen them in some amazing information that you get from these men, and we say they suck when we don't know shit about quarterback play. And we don't understand that. And these dudes are constantly with teams as quarterback coaches, and we say they suck. But now Greg Olsen's tied because he doesn't have any problems with quarterbacks. Develop Derek Carr, basically, in front of us. We were saying Derek Carr's tight because Greg Olsen and John Gruden. So we're going to have a good coach teaching somebody. And whoever it is that we get, that if it is six or it is whatever, he's going to be in good hands. I'm confident in that. But we got Geno. Greg Olsen with Geno is going to be better because you got a talented quarterback with a top-notch coach, a top-notch offensive coordinator, and with a quarterback that the coach trusts and understands what he does under pressure and what he does during pressure, and he's successful at it. He's successful at it. So we're mad that we got Geno Smith and you wanted Jackson Dart or Shedeur Sanders. You tripping because they're not better. Maybe because they've already turned over 40% of their roster from the end of 2044. They turned it over. Teams were loaded with players without much talent. Now it's time to reload quality and depth. Quality players is in my thing. We could do that in the draft with the quality of player that we get. Like all this bullshit that we were getting with, Luby and all these other guys that didn't make. We only know 3 guys that did something. And those are the 3 guys that I say need to make an impact on your team is the first, second, third round, no matter how many you have in those rounds. In top 100, if you're picking top 100, those players right there need to, in between there, those players need to make an impact for every team. What team in the 3rd round, which is a high pick, they cherish those picks, bro. They cherish a 7th round pick. They cherish a 6th round pick. But usually the quality of player isn't there. I've said this that if you're borderline free agent, FD, you didn't get picked, and you're FD, whatever they call them, that. Like Pal Mal was, and like Spillane was, you didn't get picked. You're hoping you don't get picked because you get to choose the team that you could go to. And those are the type of players, when you don't get picked, they're not seen. They foul up through the cracks. They're not on anybody's radar. Probably played at a small school, or you were a backup, but you got hella talent that you could be taught. Those guys, 5th round down, yes. I understand that. 4th round is a iffy subject for me. 4th round, it could be a player that could go in and out spot. You're a backup. You're next in line right there. Boom. Unless you got an injury and you're coming back, that's an exception for that. But we're turning players around, so that's a good thing. You know what I mean? But I just wasn't happy. John Studios, what's up? I'm just not happy, John, that the quality we got, because I didn't think it matched up to what we lost. I don't think that Devin White and Roberts is a Spillane. Spillane overachieved. Spillane deserved that contract in my book. We should have paid it. We should have got guys like that. We have guys like that. We let them go, man. Morig was a Raider. We drafted Morig. No matter what I say Morig did, Morig got better through every season, but he should have been good at the get because he was a second-round pick, high second-round pick. So I expect you to be better. And I'm not the only one saying this. Coaches and scouts say this. What value did we get from Moehrig? Not much. But I'm saying he got better, and he might deserve that 50-something million dollars, but maybe Chen's better. Chen's a better run stuffer than yes. But we can't put all these guys in the box. We got to pass for. We got to defend the pass too. Yes, Pete Carroll wants to be a run stopper. We have to do that because we sucked at it last year. I'm not talking about it because we're addressing it. But the players that we get, if you get a safety, and I don't care if he's a free safety, and I don't care if he's a strong safety, and then one of them is going to play as a DB with slot. But if you have a slot safety that's in the box, you need to defend the run. That's what Haas was so good for. Haas is not a super big dude, but he defended the run. He tackled, and he made plays, but he just got hurt. His over-aggressiveness or his aggressive play got him hurt a lot. And you can expect that from these players that are going to depend. If we put Chen down there, to depend on that. And just we see him bang on a couple of guys doesn't mean that he could do that. Did he come to the right situation? That's what I think. Moehrig got better with Patrick Graham's system. But Moehrig was better because now we don't have this guy. I'm disappointed that we got rid of Jack Jones, but I know Jack Jones wasn't a good dude. He wasn't. You get let go by New England that has standards in football. That's what I'm talking about. They got standards in football. There's a way to play football. There's a way to act like a football player. And now it's all over the place. I might be stuck in my ways, but as far as the etiquette of football, the only place that you could be unethical in football is in your locker room with your players, and nobody has to know that. The access of other people that are not playing on your team, the accessibility to be in your locker room is outrageous now. Anybody can go in your fucking locker room. They let kids, wives, media, all that stuff. It wasn't like that. It shouldn't be like that. That's the sanctuary that you got to be amongst yourself and bitch and cry and do whatever you want to do with your life in the football atmosphere. And everybody just lets that out. And nowadays, everybody just lets that out. And all your business that you say in the locker room is out. Just to try to get clickbait or just try to get information. Nah. How did I know that Jack Jones is not a good dude? Because somebody said it that heard in the locker room. Or they seen it in the locker room. These equipment managers that get paid, couple $100 and say, hey, how is Jack Jones in the locker room? He's a fucking asshole. He's not cool. He's not cool with me. Talks back to me. He's an asshole. And then that shouldn't happen. And that's what happens with the Raiders. Because we hear a bunch of shit. And then they're stupid enough to even say it on their own YouTube shows too. Like bitching and crying about money on YouTube shows. Saying, oh, the quarterback sucks and all this. You think that quarterback's going to listen to you when you're in the locker room when you say the quarterback sucks? Yeah, the best year was Gruden, but who's Gruden guy? It was Napa and Olsen. You can see, my opinion, you could follow John Gruden, and one of those two dudes, Greg Knapp, Olsen, they're with him. You follow. Who's the quarterback go? You'll see one of them two dudes there. They're well respected in the NFL. And that's not an argument. So now we got people saying Genty will be a reach at 6. Now Shedeur will be a reach at 6. We just don't want anyone to make us better. I think Genty is gonna make us better on the rip. We get that dude right off the bat. Right off the bat, Homie is a starter. Homie's a starter. Gabe just wanted to be known. I know what Geno is already. Not saying he's the best ever, but I'm saying he can give us a good quarterback play until our team is built and ready for the quarterback in the future. We should build this team for Geno Smith too, Jers. I'm into that now, bro. I ain't worried about tomorrow. I've been being told that we going to the Super Bowl for fucking 27 years, bro. For 30 years. I've been hearing that. All pumped up on people, on getting people, getting coaches and stuff, but I never seen a good product on the field. And yes, and last year was the worst I've ever seen. Bad, coaching wise, playing wise, everything. It was just a mess. And getting Geno right now improved our team. And I don't hear people talk about. They're just cool with it. Like, oh, Geno's cool, but he's gonna get replaced. You know, bitching about his contract. Look at what everybody's getting paid. You know, Russell Wilson plays for a $26 million contract for 1 year. Dude, he's getting 50 from Denver. You don't know that. They got fan base that turn into a fan base scared of getting better or just used to mediocrity. Man, Gabe, that's a rep. I should make a shirt of that, bro. Jers, here we go. Gabe, I want to touch on that. When I say something and you say and you are agreeing with me, which is very rare. But the thing is that when we say you guys are obsessed with this mediocrity and you're so used to it, it's true. We got to really look at ourselves and say, look, why am I not bitching that we got this guy or that guy? Why do we hope that this guy is a 2.0? Why do we label these guys 2.0 when they're not? They weren't even labeled with their own teams 2.0. Roberts is not Spillane. Devin White is not Spillane. Spillane proved to us he overplayed his contract, so he deserved more money. Why not pay it to the guy, keep him around, and be this defense that we should have been? Now we have to reinvest in somebody else for 1 year, prove it deal. And what if you don't prove it? We're gonna suck at that position. And Devin White ain't gonna have a change of environment. We have just excuses for everything. Why don't we get a guy that played well? Why don't we get a guy that dominated his position and pay him and get it? Why does everybody have to have a prove a year? Oh, you got to prove it to us that you're gonna pay. But what if it doesn't happen? We're gonna suck. And then that's the attitude that Gabe is talking about. Like, we're just used to shit not panning out. Why don't we just say, you know what? It has to pan out. It has to. You have to play good. You have to. Not just what if. What happens if you don't? We're gonna get rid of it. Prove it. Fuck that. Prove it. Do it. Do it. But he said you got to get a do it deal for 1 year. Do it. Make it happen. I don't understand that we're saying with 6.5. I'm pissed about that. I don't like it. I don't like that stuff. I don't like people. I don't like Vegas, which is usually right, and then they say, "Well, you're gonna win 6.5 games." Does that sound motivating to you? The fuck no! I want to win 9 games. Be happy that we're getting Geno. Ben losing so much. I think I found that was a question that Gabe had. Jack Kenna. Hold on just a second, guy. Jack Kenna got the question. Question. If the Raiders trade back 3 spots to the Saints and pick up an extra second round pick, does the Jets number 7, Carolina number 8 draft Genty, or does it fall to the Raiders at 9? Genty's so special. I think the Jack. I'm saying I want Genty. He's so special to me that I don't think he'll be there really. I'm sitting here hoping and wishing that Genty falls to us. And we trade back. I don't want a second pick, bro. I want your second, third, fifth. I'm not just gonna get a second round pick. I want second, third, fifth. That back up. We're gonna get 12 fucking 15 picks. I want 20. Get 20 picks. There better be a goddamn good reason to do that. I'm not gonna sit there and say, I'm not gonna sit here and understand why we're moving back when you got a player right there at 6. Do we and what player do you have planned to get at the second round pick? I would get that second round pick, put them together, go back up to the first and get a better player. First round, you're gonna get a better player than a second round guy. It's just there. Why are you graded a second round pick? Because you're not a first round pick. And it doesn't matter what team it is. If you're a good player, someone's gonna get you high. And the way people play, and you get guys that pop. You get guys that are in the fifth, fourth round. That happens, and I know it does, and I give them credit. They ball out. That happens, but when does it happen for us? The Raiders trade 3 picks to the Cowboys, trade up 2 picks, and the Patriots trade 1 pick for 5 picks from the Jets. Does that mean that the Raiders are going to? I don't know. That's a joke, but I don't understand what you said. I'm not mound mind saying and body to understand that question. But yeah, you questioned it. But hey, I want to go Super Bowl. I don't care how many picks we got. I don't care how many picks the Patriots got or the Cowboys. Cowboys trade up with us. I love the fucker. But I know they're gonna get a good running back. They might get a defensive lineman like they always do, or a corner. They're gonna get a pick. Dallas Cowboys are gonna get a pick that they don't fucking need. He's gonna be the most glamorous dude. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if that they pick Shador Sanders just to pump up the owner's ego. That without Al Davis shit. And then he'll trade him then the other 3 more years. Was it Joe just quit the Jacks last time? I figured that. I figured you guys were messing with each other. Here we go, Gabe. Gino's career is the definition of mediocrity, so I'm definitely not ready to say we good at quarterback. But I'm not saying, Gabe, that we can roll with the guy. You're going to roll with the dude, but we can have a future. I'm not confident in our backups. I'm not confident. I'm hoping Gino doesn't get hurt. I'm hoping Gino don't get hurt, and because we're not good there in backup. I'm not confident with AOC anymore. I'm not confident, but I understand what you mean. I'm open to that. I'm open to that. You know, he's not a mediocre quarterback. Though. You talk good about him. I've heard you. My opinion, okay. So let's just say we go get Shador. What we do the next to make the playoffs right away and even sneak into the playoffs. I like to sneak more. I want to be the sneak. I want to be the surprise team of the NFL with Geno. We got a lot to do though, Jers. I'm not going to overreact and roll with somebody, but I'm going to roll with Geno. I'm going to say that right now. I expect Geno to play good because he has good shit around him as far as coaching is concerned. He has good people in his ear. And we need a receiver. We need this. And it's good to add to the defensive line. I'm saying that shit just like everybody else. But we need a starting linebacker. We need a starting DB now. We need a starting running back. We need two starting running backs that did shit around. We don't care if it's free agent. The guys out there that put in juice last year. You know, J.K. Dobbins is out there, bro. Why don't we get him for cheap? Since we like being cheap, or he's not cheap enough for the name. Full Chris, what's up? Yo, what up, Gravy? Just hopping in. I'll run it back. All right, bro. Thank you, man. Probably at work. See what's up. We the people. What's going on, bro? Geno Smith with the Jets with Superman. You know what this year turned into a solid quarterback. He didn't play for the Jets. What's up, Licky? How you doing, man? Renegade, can someone answer why then has he been back up more years than a starter in this league? You're talking smack on Geno now. He's a quarterback, bro. You expecting one of these rookies to come out here and start, Gabe? Or you have to jump on Geno's back. He's all we got, bro. When Geno was in college, he was the hottest quarterback. Hey, Licky, you know you come down and kill. I'm glad you're watching this show, bro. Appreciate it, bro. Stay with it. I don't know if there's any other shows on, but I stick with the Gravy Show, man. You ask questions, tell me what's up, Licky. What you got on your mind, bro? Let me know what's up. My opinion, so we get to a running. Yeah, I might as well put it up. So, in my opinion, we go get a running back. What third or fourth round, we go get an O lineman. How early or late we gotta get there? I get offensive lineman early. We need to keep things 100 just because they play for it. Yeah, but it ain't 100 that Geno's a bad quarterback, bro. He's top five and he's top five in stats, bro, and accuracy and quarterback percentage, touchdown, interception ratio. So you can't. The evidence is there. Look at it. It's not below average stuff. Well, we're just saying that without looking at the fact. Look and see where Geno's at. And yes, he played for the Jets and he didn't do shit. But he's with us now. So that what is it like a predicament just like Minshew? The touchdown passes game, he got all that shit too. I've seen like four categories that he's in where he's either one or four. I see it. I think it was ESPN and they were having a little thing about Geno Smith quarterbacks on different. It was like quarterbacks on different teams and how they work. And Geno Smith was highlighting that what he's gonna bring to the Raiders. And only accuracy, that's important, bro. We ain't got that shit with and none of our quarterbacks. The only thing we're accurate in is throwing to the other team. We the people. Accuracy goes a long way. Kept them in the league. That's good to me. 805. Did any of our quarterbacks got 20 touchdowns? But I guarantee they had fucking 15 interceptions. No, I think none of our quarterbacks have 20 touchdowns. He wasn't on a good. It's different game. It's different game. So you're not happy with Geno now? Is that what you're saying? We gonna get at this on Wednesday. I might get out of here a little bit, but we gonna talk about this. What happened with Geno? What happened with all the love for Geno? But we can't compare Shador Sanders' pro stats because he ain't got none. I know you want Shador Sanders, and we can't get nobody else unless we make a special move. But we already traded for this dude. I gotta ride with them. I gotta pick him out. He's not bad, bro. You can say he's mid or whatever, but what quarterback is better than that we've had? He's better than what we had. Yeah, you're not happy with being content with you. I know you want to get another quarterback. That's a well way of saying it right there. You're not content with Gino. That's good. But you got to deal with them, and we're gonna deal with them. That's basically saying I got to deal with you. But I'm looking to the other side. I'm looking them sideways, basically, in slang terms. First 5 games into the season, Gino going to show us the truth. I think the first 2 games, he need to ball out quick. I don't want this slow rolling shit. I got to give him time to learn the offense. What the fuck they been doing for 5 months? I hate that fucking excuse that Raider fans say, "Oh, give him some time. He needs to learn the offense." When he had fucking 3 weeks of OTAs, 24/7 out there, meetings every fucking day for 8 hours, playbooks in the hotel, playbook at your Sancho's house, playbook at your Sancho's house, playbook at your side bitch house. Everything is there for you, and you trying to tell me that he has to learn the fucking offense? Bullshit. You're the pros now. You're getting paid millions of dollars. That's just Raiders shit. That's just a Raiders excuse. Give them time to develop. Fuck that. If we pick in the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round, then yeah, I understand. You first through third, we've been giving Tyree Wilson fucking chance after chance after chance to make something fucking happen, and he ain't did a dick. He ain't did nothing. And we keep giving him chance. Oh, this is his year. He's gonna be a monster this year. Bullshit. He ain't do shit. Man, and that's the way I feel. And make me think different, dude. Make me do something to make me do. These little 6 sacks in 3 years ain't gonna do a shit. I think we need to look at the shiny object that is Sanders and stick with the original plan. The original plan was to get Sanders at 6 without a quarterback. Now we got a quarterback, a decent quarterback, in my opinion. Do you agree with that? Gabe is saying he's mid. If he's mid, he's better than what we had. We can agree on that. What up, my boy Cash Lord, man? Good to see you, man. I see your car all the time. Sanders is ass compared to Geno. The people, you talking my speed, brother. I would take Geno for the next 3 years, no problem. There you go, 805. I like that, man. And I got people saying, got my boy. There we go. The team, the Geno team came out. Team Gene. Geno, 33-year-old. This man knows awful, man. He knows football. He ain't stupid out there. He's not stupid out there. Raider Gabe, I love how Geno had 10 plus years in this league and about to turn 35. But all of a sudden going to ball out in his mind. That's exactly mentally I'm thinking about that we're used to the mediocrity. Yeah, bro, but he's better. We got to get excited, Gabe. We got to get excited that Geno at least is not suspect of having a good season, bro. You know, I think you're kind of dissecting Geno out and the negative, and we got to look at the positives that he does. He wins games. It looks like he's a good leader. No one's talking shit on him. You know, nobody really questions his ability. You know, that's all I'm doing. I think we're in a better situation. We're in a better situation now than we were last year. To be honest with you, I think we are. DL Max, what's up? We trying to compare car excuses to Geno. This man never wrote back. Yeah. Gas going with the swamp. Zamir White is a no-go. Nah, I want to talk about that dude. Man, I walked out of the room and came back to Wilson's shut ass. What a waste of a pick. We have to hit on the next 3 years, 1, 2, 3 round picks to start, and hopefully 2 in each draft. Also have 5 a year. We got to hit first, second, third. However we move back, we got to win, and we do. How many playoff wins we have? We the people. I'll wait. So we just want another car. I get it. Now I don't want no car. I you talking to we the people. We could do anything be better than last year. We could do anything and be better than last year. That's the way to sum it up, my opinion. I agree with you on that. We could be better, and we know right off the bat, coaching does matter. And that's probably, you know what? That's probably one game that gave us extra. It was coaching, because coaching wins you games. We're not going to make the mistake. Pete Carroll's not going to make the mistake that AP did constantly. Him and Pete was in the playoffs for 3 years together. I'm thinking, yeah, he's a playoff caliber. He's been to the playoffs. But that's not what it matters, bro. I don't care what he did in Seattle. He needs to come bring that shit to the Raiders, bro. Bring that shit. I want to be pumped up to be in games and win games on defense, and we make the playoffs. We don't know what we're doing. We're just judging these players already because we're close to back. But there ain't none of these rookies are gonna. There's no Jaden Daniels in this class of quarterbacks rookies. There's potential at running back, potential at corner. We need that. We lost Jack Jones. Jack Jones is a good corner. We lost that, and we're gonna depend. We're gonna depend on these young guys that we have that are good players. I like JB. I like D Mac. I like Webb. I like these guys. And so is not our secondary would not matter if our defensive front balls out. We can have the young guys out there. We could do that, but it all matters what our front is. So we get a Mason Graham or one of the top edge rushers or 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 one of the top defensive tackles. That I'm okay with that because I know what's gonna make me as an offensive guy worse, and that's a front. If I want to run the ball and I can't do it, it's gonna feel just like the way we were. That team is gonna feel like the way we did. We ain't gonna be able to run the fucking football. We ain't gonna win the game. And then if you got a quarterback that can do shit like that, which in our division they do, then if we run the ball, it keeps them off the field. It keeps that quarterback from coming back on us, and it grinds that defense out. And we seen games like that. We seen bomb ass defenses get tore up by a running game. And that makes confidence in your team. That makes confidence in your fans. We're gonna be sitting there saying, "Oh, don't watch out. We're gonna run the ball. Watch this Mostert take it to the house. Watch this Auntie Genty take it to the house. Watch out." And our offensive line, maybe Parham and Meredith, that's backup quality guys right there. They can start. Kappa, if he re-erects his stuff, I'm saying this about people because we're getting guys and we're saying, nah, I'm not happy with it. The guy gave up 12 sacks and all that situation that he was in over there. Over here, I don't expect that. We shouldn't. We shouldn't bitch about a guy we got with the Raiders that was an all-pro. I bitch about Roberts, but he wasn't nothing. I bitch about Lonnie Johnson. He wasn't nothing. I bitch about Stokes. He wasn't nothing. Jeremy Chin has a reputation of being a hard hitter and stopping a run, but how does he cover? You look at his highlight tapes to see him covering stuff. Gabe said they literally fired Pete for going 8-9 his last 2 years. How bad would we want? How bad would we want an 8-9 season, Gabe? I'll be cool with the 8-9 season, and that's not good, bro. I don't feel happy saying that. Everyone should love DC for it. I don't. Fuck Derek Carr. I'll say it again. Fuck Derek Carr. And you think that the predictions that you got with the people? Here we go, Gabe. He went 10-7 last year when Pete wasn't there. Yeah. I'll take a 10-win season, man. I'll be ecstatic if we go. The ball, I'll be so pumped up. I'll do live standing up. I'll be standing up the whole time. I have to buy me a new desk. I'll be like that white dude that's on right now over there, the wrestling dude out there fucking standing up all the time in my life. I could do that now. I could stand up and hang for like 3-4 hours. If you guys going to comment, come with facts, not emotions. There you go, gay. Look at that dude. Getting in it with the chat. You chat beef with them. That ain't all personal, man. Just opinions. I love that shit. And he won 8 games. Here we go. We the people. I'm sorry, I can't highlight what you guys are saying. We the people getting it. They're getting in it. Oh, here we go. Talk about Carr, and here comes the man. Carr, over my opinion. I'm a Carr guy. We know that. Make shit and shit win. Jack Kennedy. Why you gotta bring up this dude on my show? You know what I'm gonna say. I hope OG ain't listening too because he's gonna hear this. You don't know what Derek Carr did. Anyway, was unfair or whatever. It wasn't good, bro. What do we do with the guy, bro? He's gonna be the best quarterback we had in a long time, but we didn't win nothing. We thought so highly about this guy. We just let it go. Let it go. And I know your feelings for the Raiders and mine are no different. But I'm not with this once a Raider, always a Raider shit anymore. If you sucked, you ain't a fucking Raider to me. And winning football games with what you're supposed to do in football, it's not all right that you lose games, but you didn't take us nowhere. You didn't take us anywhere. And when you did, you didn't pull up. Yeah, you. People say we shouldn't have been in the game. Yes, you did, bro. You're the starting quarterback, so you got to play, man. We got to put a dent. We were making the playoffs, and we was in the playoffs. But why slow you down? Why sit you and slow you down and make you not be on the groove? I would have played your ass. I don't think you would have got hurt. And then the other time, he fucked it up. You're the one that threw that pick to fucking on Cincinnati, and that's what started the bullshit. You didn't come through, bro. You're a loser. No matter what you took us to, no matter what we did, we're always going to go back to that. Are we the best quarterback we ever had? Yes, and that's not a good thing, bro. He broke all the records for the on the Raiders. He's the leading quarterback on that. He beat good men that won Super Bowls, bro. And we think Carr's the shit, and Carr didn't do nothing for us, nothing. He won us some games, and we loved him. And he loves God and all this shit. We the people. Jenny was better. He's shown more upside recently than Carr. Yeah, I'm not gonna say he's a better quarterback than Carr. He hasn't done shit either, but Carr had stats, and Carr did his thing. Carr had a very good deep ball. You know, Carr and Ruggs was tight. That probably would have been a match made in heaven right there, but no more. And plus, he's in New Orleans. Who gives a fuck about it? Carr was average at bad. Yeah, he's an average quarterback. Look at him now. But he's under pressure. He got given the job. It never was threatened to him, not even with Mariota there. And then AOC was the we treated him like that because McDaniels, he wasn't good. No matter how stupid McDaniels was, he wasn't good. And we can say AP would have started Carr, yes, because the AP was fucking didn't know what the fuck was going on either. The AP didn't know what was going on either. But Pete Carroll would have said, if I have to roll with Derek Carr, I'm not gonna do this job. I'm gonna go get Geno. Trust him. It's hard to trust Derek Carr. I agree. I'm not saying Geno is our savior. I'm just saying that right now, let's build the team. If Shedeur is in there at 6, then take him. I won't be pissed off about it. I'll be honest with you, Jers, and neither would I. I would understand the pick. But I'm always going to say I'm not with Geno being a quarterback right now. And if you pick a guy at 6, I'm not with sitting the guy for the duration of Geno's contract, unless I'm satisfied that he beats out Geno. But in the long run, I don't want to hear people saying that we fucking still got to pay Geno $65 million guaranteed money because of it. Because of that. And we know the way football is now, that unless Shedeur Sanders is miles ahead of Geno Smith as far as playing, Shedeur Sanders is going to sit the duration of that contract. And so why waste Shedeur Sanders' talent for 3 years when we think that he could play right away? Everybody's pro ready. Then why not play the motherfucker? Why the Raiders got to sit him? Because Tom Brady said Tom Brady's going to look at Shedeur Sanders and say, he's better than Geno. We should start the motherfucker. He ain't going to let him sit. Tom Brady wasn't ready to be there. Tom Brady developed. Obviously, Tom Brady wasn't the best quarterback coming out that draft. He developed. He learned from really, really good coaching. Now, some of these players don't have that. And I'll tell you right now, Caleb Williams is going to be – he has a coach now that's going to make Caleb Williams going to be a good quarterback, very good quarterback. He might be have a better season than Jaden Daniels. Look at the situation Jaden Daniels was in. You got one of the brightest minds in football offensively. Now we could get a quarterback no matter who he is. And that's just the talent alone. Do we think that any of this talent right here is Jaden Daniels quality? I don't. I don't think so. Who's with me? Who wants to argue with me about that? And does anybody believe? Who is anybody? Is anybody believe me? Down with me that the quality of quarterback this year is not even close to last year. You know, it's talked about quite often as a good quarterback. No, they were talking about Carver. Not. I'm not. I was very surprised. I was very surprised that Minshew played that way. You know, I wasn't saying, oh man, he's going to be the starter. I thought he deserved the chance, but I've always said this, that Minshew didn't never play that way as did with the Raiders. He didn't play that way. That's how bad we were offensive. That's how it wasn't Minshew that was bad. It was the system. It was the environment, the way things were ran. He put himself in some fucked up stuff, bro. And now look where he went to. If he gets a shot, what's Minshew blocking? I have problem with Minshew, dude. He was stuck. They were stuck in stupid coaching, the worst shit, the worst environment he could be in. He probably didn't expect that. He had the opportunity to start, and he's going to take that opportunity. Who wouldn't? But we wouldn't. Gardner Minshew, no matter how the limited play that he had, he did shit. We were talking about it on our show. We were saying, I Minshew, man, what's up? We said that about the dude that played in Washington before they got Jaden Daniels. All these little backups, they were getting busy. And Minshew became the starter, but he was in some bad shit, man. We were jacked up last year. That's why we won 4 games and we didn't win a goddamn game in our division. When are we going to talk about that? I keep mentioning that, but no one responds to me. What up, Joe Ali? How you doing, brother? But it doesn't take from Ward and Sanders that they are good. They are good quarterbacks, bro. I'm not saying that, but they are for us. With a quarterback that we signed 3 years, $66 million, you know that's going to matter, in my opinion. It's going to matter. And if you want to pick a guy, does Carolina picks Cam Ward at 1 that's pro ready? And you think you're going to sit him? For who? You want to lose games? I don't think there's any team that wants to lose games. That's not in the nature of football. I don't know. That Dave's right. We're stuck in them. I've been saying we're stuck in this obsession that, all right, 8 wins is cool, 6 wins is cool. You know, like we're satisfied with going 0-6 in our division. No one ever mentions that. No one's pissed off about it. Guys, hold on a second. Let's think about it, my beautiful daughter. She's going up to Fresno State. She's going to school right now. Fresno State. Daughter gonna get her degree. So proud of her. Business and sports management. I don't know where the fuck they're gonna go with that, but I said, hey, they got jobs for it. But she says, I gotta move there. I think that's her thing. She just wants to move. She want to move with her sister over there in the Bay. I mean, my sister, I got another daughter that lives in San Francisco. That's my business. She was on a soccer scholarship. I got athletes in my family, man. My boys are all big baseball, and then now we got football. My grandson, man, you get some grandsons out here that want to ball out. I'm the only one though. I could teach. I try to teach my kids how to play football. They just dug baseball. They want to get their little ball, throw it around. But I admire it. I don't watch it, but I watch my boy. And my oldest daughter, she was a little tomboy. She was like a dad, like me. She was a good physical soccer player. Like, at a high school there. All state, CIF All State Player of the Year. The Hoover High School. If you want to look around. Gravy. Joel Lay said, "What's up?" Jack Canna. Gravy agree. The quarterback quality was better than this season overall. Free agents and the draft. I think there's the running draft. I think this quarterback is way lower than what they'll do. Caleb's in the right situation with the right coach, and that dude's gonna make him better to where he could turn into the quarterback that we all thought he was. It was a mess over there where he was at. Just as bad as a. But they made a lot of good moves. They want to win. We're just staying afloat. And we're gonna be the same Raider fans say, "Oh, next year, watch out for next year." That's cool. That's dandy. The whole it's there, but it doesn't. I'm not gonna say that. Oh, I can expect this. I expect us to be better. I expect us every year. I'm going to do it. But I didn't say it. I barely started being this way, but I'm not happy with what we picked up. I wanted more. I wanted better. You could say I wanted names, and it don't mean shit. But if you're a good player, if you're a good player in the NFL, and you're a veteran, and you're a free agent, you're going to be paid money. You're going to be good, and then just because you get paid doesn't mean real. Sometimes you get the issues where you get paid and you don't do shit. That's the type guy that the Raiders would get. But the other guys, most of them end up honoring that contract. They play like it. But we don't know the situations of these guys. Me and Gabe wanted some we wanted some bangers on our team, and then we started getting these 1 million, 2 million prove it deal contract. That's what you're gonna get. And then these guys are gonna prove it, and then they're gonna bounce on us. Like the guys that we inherited or a guy that we drafted. We drafted and we took care of 4 years. He bounced on us for more money. That's just the epitome of all right, guys. Yeah, thank you. He'll throw a little letter at me and say, thank you for cheering for me, but hey, we're gonna say this once a Raider, always a Raider. When he said fuck the Raiders, they're not giving me no money. They're being cheap. We all know that if you buy cheap shit, it ain't gonna last. We all know that. Because ain't no good player, great players that we need to get our team up there. And we can say, oh, we only won 4 games, but now you expect us to be bomb and win more games with low budget players that ain't got half of the plays of the linebackers that we have. I don't understand that. We got Devin White. I'm happy with the pickup, but the dude didn't. He got kicked off 2 teams in 1 year. He balled out. But what happened to him? Why are we getting guys that fell off? We're so stuck on this. Oh, he just rejuvenated when he has a chip on his shoulder, like he's gonna be the Devin White of old. I hope it happens. Prove me wrong, but we can't say it because I don't expect it because it never works out for us. I'm stuck in that mode, just like everybody else is. But my mode is let's do better. And then when we have the chance to do it with all this money, we were talking about all this money that we had, and we could get this player and that player. And then now we're satisfied with what we got. Oh yeah, let's go get Tyreek Hill. Oh no, I don't want to trade a 4th-round pick for. We need a guy at there. Who a backup running back? You get Tyreek Hill for a 4th-round pick as a backup running back. That's what you're worried about. And you got to pay him, $40 or $35 million for 2 years or something like that. Are you mad about that? A dude that could score 15 touchdowns in a year, 1,000-yard receiver. I'm with that. We should be with that. Who'd you get, Tyler Lockett or Tyreek Hill? Tell me. Here we go. My pin, Raider Gabe. I'm so glad you come to the dark side. When did he do that? He did that with me a long time ago, bro. With the Raiders have approximately 48 million in cap, who does everyone want a free agency? I want to trade for Tyreek Hill. That's what I want to do. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit how much you get paid. For real, people really don't realize how General improved the last 4 seasons was like never happened. He is improved. He ain't got he ain't got a lot of he didn't have a lot of help. I'm ready to stop losing, man. I've been saying that, Jill, man. I've been saying that. You know that. Ain't nobody gonna sit here and say that I don't want to win football games. That I'm just bitching. I'm not gonna stop bitching. I've been saying that. I'm not gonna stop bitching until we win football games. I'm not gonna stop criticizing this team until we start winning. And I don't know why people ain't agree with me. I understand the love and the hope. I love my team with all my shit, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say everything's all right. Everything's all right. ACL, I go SYCO, man. I gotta say your whole name, dude, but just give me like an abbreviation of what it is, or I could call you something different. Lockett, I don't want to disrespect you. Lockett don't need heels acting like a baby wanting to be traded just because bad year sounds like Adams. We had, but winning changes. That was we will win with Tyreek Hill. He got upset, but he wasn't being used the way he's supposed to. And they kind of neglected what he did at Miami. And then what did he do to us when we played Miami? I don't know. I was in a hospital when we played Miami, and I fell back asleep because I know we lost the game. I don't know what Tyreek Hill did, but I know the year before that we played him. Tyreek Hill fucking mowed us. I remember one play where he was just gone. No one wanted to fuck with him. Me throwing fits every Sunday, crying and whining like a bitch because we lose. Did she say that to you? I ain't gonna. My wife don't get mad at me because Dallas, she's a Dallas fan, and we on the same boat, so we both be bitching. I've been bitching for whatever. I'm just tired of it, man. I'm just tired of it. People understand what I'm saying, and we're passionate about my team, and all you guys know this. I'm very passionate about my team, and I wanted to get better. That's why I say what I do. I'm not happy with things because we've been doing them over and over and over again. We've been making the same mistakes. Now I see a change, but just realizing that, hey, look, we need a running back. We need a corner now. We need that. That's priority. Who gives a fuck if it's a reach or whatever? I don't give a shit what any of these analysts are going to say about the Raiders. But all you got to boil down to is that we were the last place fucking running team in the NFL last year, and that's fucking embarrassing. I don't think the Raiders has ever happened with the Raiders, and I seen it coming because the quality of dudes we had, like, besides Josh Jacobs, that we just let dudes like that go with bad, stupid ass decisions, and then look what happens. We can't do that. Josh Jacobs wasn't balling out in the beginning of the season, and then look, he did. Josh Jacobs developed, but he started. He was our guy, and then now we have problems with that. Oh, I'll trade back to get Janty. Janty was the top third player. He's rated the third best player in the draft. Overall Mason Graham, over all these T Mac, all these dudes, he's the third best. It's Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, and a certain order, 1, 2, and then Aston Jenkins. Look, and the other guy, Juan Mimbo, is fourth or fifth. And the Campbell kid, the Will Campbell, the other offensive tackle, 6'7". Why don't we get these dudes when they'll make our team better? And we're watching in front of our eyes the you know I hear fucking the Chargers and Denver. They're all looking at Tyreek Hill. Why can't we get in that? Why can't we get in that? Let's get in that. Geno's best year was his first year in Seattle. We the people has gotten worse every year. So we're bitching. We gonna be saying, hey, Gabe, are you cool with Geno Smith being our quarterback, bro? And then okay, what do we get a backup? What do we get somebody that can sit? But we can't sit. We can't. What chance are you giving Geno if we get Shedeur Sanders at 6? There is an obvious pick, bro. It doesn't seem obvious to me. It doesn't seem obvious. Get Shedeur Sanders if he's there at 6. I would jump. I would move. I would put Janty right in front of him because we need a running back. Right now, we don't. We got for 3 years. Look, we can always say, look, if Geno doesn't play good, then we fucked up not getting Shedeur Sanders. But no guarantee that Shedeur Sanders is going to be good at any team he goes to. We gotta just wait for that. So he believes in him, man. Maybe that'll give him that little jam up the ass, bro, to play better for his boy, for his coach. There's a 2-year extension with what he had, Gabe, is a bridge quarterback to me. Okay? That's a you normally I would go 1 year. That's enough. Then and Pete wins with them, bro. And that thing right there is good. Now, we got to think he has the experience in the playoffs, but he's been there before. And he's done good shit. And I expect him to do that. My expectations of all these players that we're getting are going to be high, or I'm going to say, I told you so. We thought this dude was going to replace Spillane, but he ain't cutting it out. But if he does, I'm going to give him the props too, and I'm going to say I was wrong. I'm one of the few that do that. Believe you me. I'm one of the few that do that. And my crew's the same way. I'll say it. I'll say I was wrong. I'm not going to sit there and make excuses why I wasn't. I'm not like that. My opinion, if he's there, let's go. If he's there, let's go. I'll put that motherfucker at wide receiver too. Great athlete. Best athlete out in the draft today. He ain't playing. The reason why he went out there on that pro day to just do wide receiver shit, he didn't do no corner shit. He knows he's the best corner out there. And Will Johnson, well, he's not. He ain't close to Hunter, but he's not close. If we someone get Hunter, it would be more than okay with that man. Shoot, I'll be jumping around, bro. I'll be jumping around if we get Travis Hunter, bro. We still gonna get Dion too. So it's just like getting Shadir, but just not his boy. We need to stack on the starting caliber players we can get quarterback in the later rounds. So sit behind Geno for a couple of years to see if that's the best quarterback that can do that, man. Or someone else in free agency. There's young guys in free agency. Look what Dallas did. They got a guy that we wanted. Milton got one preseason game, bro. That's Dallas. I don't want to make that dumb mistake. Here we go. Jack Ken gave you the possibility Mark Davis stands on domestic violence is 0. The flipper. Well, who are you talking about? Who got domestic violence stuff? What player? I didn't see in the chat anybody bringing up somebody. I'm the same way, Griff. There you go. Way to go, George. They're going to be the people. Might as well say sorry now, Robert. Better than Spillane. You think that way? We the people. Tell me how. They better run stuffer, probably. Who we gonna have out there to cover the middle of the field? That's your boy Chan gonna do that? You expect Chan and Palomar to be the leading tacklers of this team? Or you expect your linebackers to? We've proven to you on this show, we the people that he has minimal plays. He's not Spillane. So don't compare somebody to Spillane if he doesn't even have the adequate plays or reps to even be a Spillane. He's not even a starter on his team. And don't give me so Spillane for Pittsburgh. I don't give a shit about that. And you want to give this dude a green guy to be responsible of our defense? That only plays 500 plays. When the real green dot on your team almost played 1,500. A guy that can only play two downs because he's a liability at coverage. That's the green dot of the team. That's just flowing back into abyss of Raider piss that we've been doing. Gotta go, Gravy. Catch up with you next time. Raider Nation, have a blessed day and always fuck the Queens. Fuck the Queens. Fuck the Queens. Yeah. I ain't down with the team. Catch you next time too, man. Thank you for being here, bro. Raider Nation, man. He's saying what's up. He's saying what's up too. Yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta. You got people that dig what you're saying, Gio, man. We ain't going to have anyone in the middle for a couple years. We ain't going to have anyone in the middle for a couple years. Or we haven't. We haven't had anybody in the middle for years. And it basically the linebackers now need to drop back. Back in the day, you just drop back, and that's what it was. Now the tight ends are so, route savvy that these dudes are receivers, big dudes, and you can't. You have to cover them. And when you bring a safety down, you bring a safety down for run stoppage, but now you got these guys as a slot corner that could cover. The dudes are not big enough to cover tight ends, and it's a liability in coverage when you got to do that. And you got to put more DBs back there. That means that your front is not doing what it's supposed to do, and you can't stop the pass. And then the offense is obviously beating you already. You don't have the momentum. You don't have the scheme to do that. I don't want 5 DBs out there trying to stop the run. And we do that. We go 4-2-5 out there, and we got some run stuffers that can do that, but because you got to cover the tight end nowadays. That's why there's so many DBs out there. The DB meaning a slide or a box safety. They're different. A box safety is not a slot corner. Big difference between Jeremy Chin and fucking Hobbs. Big difference. I think we're gonna have our best year since 2016. I hope so. Welcome to my boy Dart, man. How you doing, Dart? Good to see you. Yeah, he said what's up. Oh, I forgot what Dark, what's up, man? Moderator on Raider Nation for life, baby. Gio, man, what's up, bro? That's good. Like hearing that, man. Pump me up this morning. Let's go. Let's go, Raiders, man. It's popping, bro. It's starting to get good now. It's starting to get good. 2 weeks away from the drive, or a little bit more than 2 weeks waiting for the bag. Here we go. We the people again. Steelers traded for Patrick Queen and are loaded at the linebacker position. Roberts was the liability guy. Got Patrick Queen. They could get like a basic little quarterback. Well, fuck them. Last year was their quarterback playing. They lost 5 games in a row and back then to the playoffs. We couldn't do that at all. We lose 5 games in a row. We're fine. We did that. We lost 8, 9 in a row. That's bad, man. I wasn't happy with that. I was pissed. 2 months of bullshit. I was mad. And then we were so crazy that we were saying tank for Shedeur Sanders. Fuck that. I was so pissed during that time. That's what I'm saying, Gabe. Right here, he said, well, Roberts going to start. I go, why would they trade for Queen if Roberts is so good? Like you said, yeah. Yeah, he was cheap, though. He was cheap, and we're going to know why he was. But don't come back to me. Don't come back to me. Don't get mad when down the line we're asking ourselves, we had a bunch of money and we should have got this guy and that guy and drafted this guy. Don't come up to me saying that. We should have, would have, could have when you were happy with Landon Roberts. Don't say it. Because I'm gonna remember and I'm gonna ask you about it. Just like Raider Paul comes in here and says, "Oh, Will Howard at 6." What happened to all that? It just took the combine for him to notice that this motherfucker all over the place. He needs to develop. Don't say that no more. He's still on his Bo Nick shit. But I love Raider Paul, man. He's a good dude. I just had example. Here we go, because Roberts didn't play Major League Baseball with the Steelers, middle linebacker. It doesn't matter what he played. He's not even a linebacker, bro. He played 500. He's in running plays, bro. And that's what me and Gary was saying, bro. I convinced my guys and saying, look, if you're getting paid $3 million, there's a reason for that. It ain't because you got Super Bowls and you just want to play football. I'm sure he is a good linebacker, man. But is he going to take us over the top? Is he going to overachieve like Spillane is? I know he deserves a chance. But for what we lost, he has to come in here and do that what Spillane did. And Spillane wasn't coming in here. Spillane took over and didn't let go of a job. Orlando Smith didn't do that. Orlando Roberts didn't do that. He didn't go in there saying, "Hey, man." He didn't go in there in Pittsburgh and say, "I'm gonna take over this job." He went into that job and he went in a limited role, and that's the guy we inherited. That's the guy we paid cheap, you know. And it's so easy for us to say, "Hey, we're doing good with our money and this and that." That's just you're going into that abyss again. We're going into that. I hope it pans out. But what's Orlando Smith? If he has a ball last year and wants $12 million a year, if we can't, and we're cheap and we don't want to pay him that, are you going to get pissed that Orlando Roberts is gone? He bounces off his 1-year contract? Or you just take 1 year as 1 year and I'll fill it out. Let's see. How confident are you in Orlando Roberts talking all that shit? I'm not, bro. I'm not happy with 1-year contracts. I want a free agent at 3 years. Let's go. Let's get it. You produce. You're gonna come here, Raiders are gonna pay you. Let's do some shit. It happens to every team. Every team overpays people. Why can't it be us for once when we have all that money? We're bragging about all this fucking money. Everybody was. Everybody in my chat, everybody in every channel was saying, we got $120 million. What the fuck are we gonna do with it? Get 4 players and only spend $21 million? And sign Max and whatever. Okay, you got Geno. Okay, that's cool. But how did our team get better? Okay, we put it in that case, we the people, yes. We put it in that case. But you still got Diablo could cover better. Maybe you said to trade for Tyreek Hill is asking pigs to fly. Mark Davis' stance on domestic violence is 0. You got domestic violence? Well, I'm not with that. I'm not with that, Kenna. I'm not with domestic violence and people that are like that, but a stance that we have, and that's a stance that we have is that you tell me a player that don't have a domestic violence that's in the NFL now, and maybe that's just a Raider thing, but and I understand that. I didn't know that he has domestic violence. I know he got with a car or something or did something like that, but that's personal to me. He ain't got locked up for it, did he? So it's just what people say, right? Has he been convicted of something? Is he in jail with it? Is there proof? If there is proof, then show me. You're the one said Roberts was better than Spillane, reaching for anything now. Who, that me, Gabe? I said Roberts was better than Spillane? I never was down with Roberts. What you talking about? I said Roberts was better than Spillane? Nah, not me, bro. I wanted Spilling back. I don't think you're talking about me though. You're probably talking about who you talking about. Tell me right now who you talking about. Yeah, you got a special guest in here. What up, my dude?
No, I was just gonna fix something real quick, bro. You have the thing right there on the bottom. I was gonna fix something real quick. I'm not joining.
All right. That was low for a quick minute. Yeah, where you got shit to do. Hey, we the people. He started to play weak side linebacker with the Steelers. He got what? He got problems with the thing. That's why you want Tyreek Hill. But you know what? There's so many players, good players that do that, and I respect that. The Davis family does that. You know, that's tragic, but you know, it doesn't bother Tyreek Hill and his production. I know the Raiders are like that, but I didn't know, so I didn't know that he said he got busted and got 3 years. Then he pleaded and got 3 years probation. When was this? A long time ago? He got it a long time ago. So every great player that's in the NFL that could be a benefit to us that got a little domestic violence charge and they're convicted for it, the Raiders are never gonna get because Fred Biletnikov's daughter got abused, killed by somebody, some crazy dude that couldn't handle a rejection, and the Raiders got to suffer good players for it. You know, I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but maybe that's our problem with not getting players because we have these standards that we need to do. We're not winning. And I understand what you're saying. Life is bad that way. And why do we have these rules and regulations when we're a suck ass organization right now? You know, and that's more than football in my book. That's more than football in my book. That's not a good thing with Tyreek Hill. I'll get off that. If that's the way he was, he's been convicted by three counts and just got probation. That if you get probation and you slapping women around, that's you didn't. It was probably just a push or something. Because if you beat down a woman, and nowadays, or I don't know how long ago it was, even 10 years ago, you're getting locked up, bro. No matter who you are, no matter what you do, you're not special when you do shit like that. So, being that he got probation, they don't give a fuck where you work at. You beat down women, you're gonna give. The NFL would have did something to you. Did he get suspended by the NFL for being convicted of doing that? I don't know. Hey, what's up, Jay, man? How you doing? Thank you for being here with me, bro. Good to see you. Spillane is at 0. There you go. We the people just talking gibberish. First saying Roberts didn't play middle linebacker and checked Google and found out that he was wrong and want to reach for something. Hey, I was a little shot over the bow of We the People. So what's up, man? Well, welcome back, bro. Haven't seen you in a minute. Breaking his kid's arm while beating on him. Who did he broke his kid's arm because his kid was beating him up, or the wife was beating him up? Don't want to win with a guy like him. He doesn't sound like a good guy. Now that I'm getting information, but you know, there's players that make mistakes like that, bro. And I'm with everybody. You know, I don't think that's the right thing as far as a man's concerned. You know, you're a role model and you shouldn't be doing that. But I'm not gonna say, hey man, the now is that I got my ass beat and nobody locked my dad up. My brothers got their ass beat and never Never got locked up. Nowadays, you get locked up for busting your kids up, for them doing something wrong. And that's just the way the world is now, man. Parenting is way, way different than when I grew up. Way different. And that's a personal talk in quiet areas, if you can say there is one. You know, I'm saying stuff like that out in the open where a lot of people could see, but that's just not viewing. You know, we have certain teams have limitations, and it's kind of messed up because there's players that killed people that played in the NFL. And I give the Raiders credit for taking a stance with that, but you know, if it's, you got to look at the charges. You got to look at. We just judge the way it is, you know. But we take people that are bad, that you know, like the homeboy from Ohio State that was flashing guns at, and then our GM says that I checked everything out on him. This dude's been bad and jumped in gangs and all this shit. When he was in elementary school. But he couldn't figure that out. And he goes on YouTube flashing a fucking AK-47, said bitch boy or something like that. And he's out the league. That's the type of guy we get, and we can't get a Tyreek Hill for having probation. It must have not been that serious if he got probation. Because if you do crazy shit, they're not going to give a fuck who you are. I know that. We don't want to win with a guy like him, but everybody else will. Two-time Super Bowl champ that started more games than Spillane and Diablo. Who's that? Who you guys arguing about now? Gabe. You got it, we the people. There it is. You guys want to give in. No one fact, but you got it. So what's up? T Hill beating on his son and broke the kid's arm during the beat. I'm done worse. That's not funny, but some kids grow up, bro, and they want to test your shit. But nowadays you can't do that. Yeah, two-time Super Bowl champ is the fact. Who we talking about? Michael Guerrero. What's up, bro? Hey, tomorrow, bro, I'm gonna send you the link, Mike, and see if you want to jump on with me. Give me a thumbs up if it's cool or not. I don't know your day off. I know you got to switch your shit, but I want to talk to you. Get your shit on what you're saying, bro. Here we go. Imagine denying someone winning 2 Super Bowls all because you want to be right. Who you guys talking about? Michael Guerrero saying what's up to everybody. GL Max. Have to drag a big wide receiver, either Jaden Higgins or Nick Nash would be nice. What's I'm hearing a lot of people say that, Gio, man. I hear a lot of people saying we need a big receiver. Why? Why is that? What is the obsession with getting a big receiver? For 50-50 balls? Is that what we're saying? So we're already saying that Geno Smith is good in the red zone, and we can do that because we didn't do it last year. Look at our red zone efficiency last year, bro. And our red zone efficiency for the last couple of years hasn't been shit. We don't do shit in the red zone, so we need a big receiver to get 50-50 balls, but we don't know how to do it. Then we can develop that. Whenever you see Chip Kelly, it's in there. You do a post corner, boom, you get a 50-50 ball. Then you get 50-50 balls in the middle of the field. This is the back of the end zone. You don't get 50-50 balls unless it's in a corner or a sideline, whatever. It's an advantage for the defense because the sideline is a defender. But you can take advantage of that defender by having a big wide receiver to jump and get a 50-50 ball. But wouldn't you rather execute a play? I would rather execute a play than just throwing it up to some big guy that could catch a ball. What athleticism is that? It's good being tall. But you get a guy like Tyreek Hill that's fast and can get a 70-yard boom, 70 a quick 5-yard in, boom, 70-yard gone. I'll take that over a 50-50 ball. 50-50 ball is risky. You got DBs that got 40 something vertical leaps that could jump higher than a 6'5" receiver nowadays. And then with us, we got 6'2", 6'3" cornerbacks. That doesn't matter. But that's our team defensively. Other teams got the same thing. These dudes don't play. We seen it with Javon Holland and Jalen Ramsey getting that ball in the end zone that pissed me off when we played Miami. Them dudes could jump too. So it's kind of a play like this, bro. We have big receivers, good. But a lot of them, we can't sit there and say, oh, we got a Larry Fitzgerald or we got a Megatron like that. If we get dudes like that and they prove it, yeah, Megatron was good in fucking college and he's good in the pros. Larry Fitzgerald was good in college and he's good in the pro. Doesn't mean that this dude from Arizona that's dropping down in drafts because he's stiff. He's a stiff guy. Yeah, he can jump. He's 6'5". The cornerbacks that can jump higher than that. Look at Meek Robertson. He jumped and snatched the ball from Kelsey. Amazing play. I remember he dude's 5'8". He jumped over a 6'6" guy and snatched that shit, man. I'm so impressed with that dude. Meek Robinson was my dude. True fucking Raider right there, bro. Taking that shit to Detroit, taking that Raiderism to Detroit. And look, we don't benefit from it. Gravy, the Tyreek Hill, while in college at Oklahoma, for domestic violence and strangled and was kicked off the team since it happened in college, not the NFL. No NFL record. So he did that shit when he was in college. I know he got a bunch of kids, right? He did that shit when he was in college. That's a young man mistake. I don't know, man. It just seems like a good trade. I didn't know all this bullshit. I heard something about it, but I don't think if that's a tradition that the Raiders have, that domestic violence is not accepted in the Raiders organization, then I'm not condoning that domestic violence is good. I'm just saying, hey, maybe that's our problem. We got too many rules. They're not getting players, and we're not getting the good ones. That's our problem. Because I've heard this before, but we got players that did bad shit just because it's one thing. We got players that did drugs. We got players that probably do drugs now. We got players that we don't know slap their old ladies around. And then we're over here just judging a good player that hasn't got anything from the NFL because of it. What wide receiver is the best fit for Chip Kelly offense? I got a couple, man. I think Higgins will be a good one. Higgins is a bigger guy. I love Burden from Missouri. I think him, Higgins, the guys that are new of age route concepts, the way like the China route been around for years. They just manipulate it differently. They make you go more angle out more than look like you're gonna do a sideline route or out and up, and then they come back. They just teaching these wide receivers how to do it. Renfro-ish, Renfro. I think Hunter Renfro ran that China route best ever in football. There's no one else that could do it like that. But he was improvising his routes when he was on our team, and that's why John Gruden loved him. McDaniels didn't like that, and he restricted him to do that. So that's why he fell off doing that. Now those guys run routes like that, and the big guy from Arizona is stiff, deep guy. That's a post. That's he'll get something. A screen guy. That's a bigger guy that needs blockers around him. He's a great receiver, but I like those guys. next tier, and they're very close together. This is not really a good wide receiver, but Burden is a special kid. Higgins is a special kid as far as route runnings, and they're fast and they're quick on their feet. The quickness of the way you move your hips and move your feet in a route and be decisive, the way your body moves and your core moves, because corners are looking at your core because that's what don't move. And if you can manipulate that and be shifty with your legs and your feet and make them look down, if you make a corner look down, that's it. You got them. And you got to turn them around too. I mean, if you could do that, you got them. And those guys are good at that. They're taught very well at it. I'm not real happy with the wide receiver draft because I watched that. I love wide receivers. I love wide receivers, man. I'm good at wide receiver analysis. I'm good at that. 26, yeah, let's get my likes up, man. You guys got me on 4 likes. I don't know which one you're watching, but give me a little bit more likes, man. You watching the show, get a sub to it. I got my boys in here. Right here, man. You got Raider Nation Live. What up, Low? What up, Grave? And I'm in the middle, right? That's Raider Nation Live podcast, man. We're going to be on this week. We're going to be on Wednesday. Me and Gabe, I don't know, got some things to do with school or whatever, but we're going to have my boy Lorenzo from, I got to reach out to him to say, hey, man, we're going to be here. But we're going to possibly get Lorenzo from the Raider Crusaders and talk about this Bakersfield trip that a lot of us contributors are going to be at. We're going to be there. Raider Nation Live is going to be there in full effect. And I know some people are going to be there. My boy 805, my boy Severe are going to be out there. Cheeto Line is going to be out there. That crew. And we'll match up with them, boy. I hope I see my boy D Menace in there again. I met a lot of great people, bro, over there. And hey, if you're there, man, come up to us and say what's up, man. We're gonna have the power and the soldiers we think to be having a live show with. Go from live. We got stuff. We got sneaky stuff, man, to make our show better. Than possibly do a collab with the with 805 and Sabir and hey Pharaoh's going up there. I don't know, man, something. And we could make a power content creator mix over there and make it good and make it so we're gonna check that out, man. May 17th to start at I believe 3:00 all the way to the evening. Got DJ Steph over there. She's bomb ass DJ. I've heard her before, and she make the party happen, man. They got drink over there. They didn't have a lot of water last time, man, but I hope they solve that shit. I'm gonna ask Lorenzo that when we get him on, but I'm gonna reach out to Lorenzo. He doesn't have a problem with talking ball either. He seems like a pretty good dude. So he's gonna be on the show on Wednesday. I'm gonna get at him after this show, and then Sunday, man, we got my boy confirmed it. My boy Pharaoh, man, gonna be on here. I haven't talked to Pharaoh in a minute. Been around the game for years now, and we always had a cool relationship. He had a cool relationship with our boys, dude. So just the knowledge of Pharaoh, man, is gonna be dope. And then maybe we get Severe on too. Maybe do a little five thing going on. I said it last time, and Gabe didn't like it. So I was gonna say fight some, but you gotta fight some and golf and things like that. They talk that, so it was a golf talk. That's what it was. They go Just Raiders, baby, just telling everybody. Support our family, always. What we talking about there? Something happened with somebody's family, man. I don't want to talk about that. I'll give you blessings. And give you the come up. It ain't that bad. But let's go, man. Let's see what's going on. Let's make this a good ass Raider day, man, and pump people up on the other shows and say, hey man, what's up? Gravy talked about this. What you guys think about it? Hit the like button, subscribe, my guy Gravy, Red and Nate. Thank you, Jers, man. I appreciate that stuff. I appreciate that. Support Raider Nation Live. And we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here all the times now. And not only am I gonna take over the morning, Gabe gonna come back with his wake and bakes on the weekends, and Lowe's gonna be Lowe's getting his Lowe's pursuing his life. Man, Lowe got so much shit going on. He gonna be a being to come up. He already got it better than everybody else around here, but you know, so he gonna be the man. He don't need this. But anyways. Yeah, there you go, Red Pin. Just showing love for the content. Yeah, man, we got a great bunch of dudes that we roll with, bro. And every Reddit content creator knows what they're talking about. Some of us don't, but if you dig this at this Reddit game, you know, there's a little controversy sometimes, and I dig the chat. You know, Gabe got love for We the People. We the People got love for us, and that's just the conversation that we can talk about as far as the chat goes. I ain't got no whack ass chat. I ain't gonna get rid of nobody unless you talk shit, and then. Talking shit is a good thing because you let stuff out. But if you get personal, you get racial, you get things like that. I don't like shit like that. So they basically, if you got respect, show it. Say what you want, but have it respectable. I don't care if you trolling or whatever. Just say the right shit. You know, you don't have to be an asshole. You know, trolls come and go, try to piss you off. I don't get mad. I get upset with the Raiders do and decisions that are being made, but that's just me. Gabe does a way back. He does it. He pops up. I'm trying to get Gabe to get that. I'm trying to get Gabe to do that, man. Get wake and bake. So that was a dope show. You gotta watch the shows that Gabe used to do, man. Yeah, go back and look at it could be. You look at the old wake and bakes, man. You get full of information. You get to blow it up and have a swell day with Gabe early in the mornings and stuff. That's more closer, I think, to football. He wants to do it. He said he's down. See, look, you get at each other. He likes being called Jers. Just ready to do my guy, ready. Gabe, what's up, man? Hey, but look, it's 12:30. I hope you guys had a wonderful time, man. Get the likes up on here. Each one of us, I don't care which one you like, it goes back to Raider Nation Live, and that's what our dope show is. Wednesday, remember I'm gonna reach out to him right now, Lorenzo, on Wednesday at 6:00. We're gonna pop and talk about the Bakersfield event that's coming up. It's gonna be May 7th, May 17th this year. And it's going to be different. It's going to be a new environment that I haven't been into. But we're going to post it up. And they're going to be here. There's going to be a couple of content creators over there. And if you live close to Bakersfield, if you're in Cali, Bakersfield's not going to really be that far. You know, it's about an hour and a half away from me. But if you guys got a problem, man, you guys see us. If you guys see, I'm going to make a big old banner that say Raider Nation Live on it. And if you guys see that, man, feel free to come up and just say, what's up, man? Bring me some water. That's all I want you to do. Bring me some water. And let's see, man. Maybe I might be able to have a stogie or something you can smoke, kick down with me, and say what's up. But we're planning on having a show, planning on having guests. Might pop up, but shit, maybe a player might walk by. Maybe they'll have Chin out there seeing what's up. I don't really know. Maybe Lorenzo could give us an update on other players that might be there. But Jeremy Chin's going to be there. They said that. So, hey, man, let's see what's up. Gabe, humble alive and take a rip. That's what Rosetown must be ripping it right now, Gabe. But I got to go, Gabe, so I ain't got no time for the messing around, bro. Dude got to go to work. On the way back home right now, Rosetown. He on the way back home from getting his breakfast. Man, breakfast at 12:31. That's like a shrimp cocktail breakfast. That's what I feel like having, bro. Like a little shrimp cocktail. Return to life cocktail, man, with all that octopus and clams and all that shit. That sounds good, don't it? Nice cold. With a nice Sprite. I feel like having a Sprite, too. And ceviche and I think a good shrimp cocktail would be good. I'm going to get that shit right now. Anyways, I'm going to enjoy my shrimp cocktail. I'm going to get then. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate it. Really didn't come in with no plan, but look, it ended up to be a great show, man. Had some arguing in the chat. Had people question my opinions. I question yours. You know how it is with the Coach Gravy Show. But hey, check this out. You guys got to subscribe to Raider Nation Live. That's 3 dudes That's me, Coach Gravy. Raider Gabe 420. He's been all in the chat. All in the chat today. Thank you, Gabe, for pumping up the chat. And What Up Low, man. What Up Low came in for a minute, said he wanted to fix something. See, I mess up all the time, so he had to fix my mess ups. So that's why he did it. He's the organizer. He's the AI of the show, or the IT of the show. That's what he is. So, J.A., man, thank you for being here, man. I'm just getting ready to he had a question. Are you going to be loved during the draft? We haven't decided that yet. There's going to be a bunch of quality shows you could watch. But you know what I think we might do? I think we might just do something like from 1 to 6, talk about it, wait it out. After 6, boom, have an opinion on what we say. I don't think I want to be in the draft and talking shit. It might get run down. And I don't want to get my idea out. I'm letting y'all know the real bad shit, man, we're supposed to be doing. I'm not going to let that out. So I almost did. So yeah, you guys can stay on the whole draft first round if you want, but you're gonna be there for 5 hours just talking same shit over again. Go ahead and do that. I'll be good. Hey, Jerz, man, got mad love for you too, bro. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, bro. Keep your show up. You guys, you have to be live when the draft goes on. Okay, my opinion. We will. Ain't no problem being live. But it's when you go live because there'll be thousands of Raiders. You know what? The Raiders have the most content creators in the NFL. I know that's a fact. And some of us are good, and some of us are bad. You go through Facebook, X, and all this shit. Tens of thousands of us. That's a good thing. Ain't nobody got it like us, man. Ain't nobody got it like we do. We talk about our team because we love it. Hey, George, you do that, man. I'll make sure I show up, man. Give me my opinion. For real. But I got my show, too. So I understand what you're going to do. And you know what I mean? So we're going to do that. But I'll definitely get on your show and give you my opinion about what we did. No problem with that. Any show. I support everybody, man, that has shit like that for me. There's nothing wrong with that, bro. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Then we got another one. Raiders trade back. You'll be on for about 4 hours. You'll be on for a long time. The Raiders start doing all this bullshit trading back because I know you're gonna start when the draft starts. There's other ideas of being out there. Say, hey man, just do it a Raider. You're a Raider show. Just do Raider shit. But I understand the Shador thing. We're tied to that, and we're tied to Janty. Where Janty's going, that's something to talk about. But I'd rather just be fighting with other people. So, Gabe, since I started doing content, I went live. But Jay, it's good that we pick 6. Because then if we get pissed, we can get out of there quick. That's what I think, Gabe. That's what I think, Gabe. Thank you for all the real talk, brother. You too, Jill Max. Thank you, man, for the confidence, man. I need that, bro. Thank you very much, bro. I'm self-confident, but that just makes me feel better today, bro. That makes me want that cocktail even more, bro. What up, Jeff? Hey, Jeff, I was just thinking about you this morning, bro. I was just sending it to you, but I know you have been feeling good. I want to ask you personally, during that time, how you been feeling. So I seen you been playing the video games, so I guess everything's cool. You just want to lay up and stuff. I hope you feel better, bro. I know what it feels like. I was going to get at you and tell you this is probably the reason why, but I just keep that to myself because you're your own man, and I just hope things are getting better for you, bro. Get to me privately if you want to, things. But I see I was watching that live with you and Chris, and then you don't feel good, bro. So I hope you got plenty of sleep. I hope you feel better. So take it easy, bro. Raiders, get that Raider back in. Get that Raider blood pumping. Let's go. Let's do it. I don't like dudes that are like down, bro. I'm good now. That's good. Got plenty of sleep. Hey, man. Sometimes you don't need that melatonin, bro. Just a little gummy. You take one of them little gummies that they work for me. And that's cool. That's cool, bro, because the doctor said gummies are fine. Yeah, it takes a toll on you, bro. The stuff with the club, stuff you're involved with. I understand that. You said that too. Midday content, bro. Morning to midday. That's my lunchtime gravy stuff. The brunch. Brunch with gravy. That's what it's going to be. Jay. What's up, Jay? How you doing, man? I want to get on the show with Jay, man. Gummies are so yummy. Yeah, they are. I'm a gummy guy now, man, because Dr. said so. So, hey, I gotta go. Isn't that what Nate Dogg said? I gotta go. So you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. And remember, always call your mama and tell her that I love you. Peace out, Raider Nation.